What's going on YouTube? Welcome to iStuff Gaming, and today is going to be the first video in the beginner series. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Tip 1. Consumables. At the start of every game, you should be spending your last bit of gold on consumables, which are your green, blue, and purple potions, or pots respectively. They offer great early game healing and sustain, allowing you to farm longer and more efficiently. The amount of each you get are more dependent on the role you are playing, but for the most part, green and purple pots are the way to go. A general beginning amount is 2 to 3 green and 1 to 2 purple. Tip 2. Warding. I understand buying wards can seem annoying, especially when trying to get items as quickly as possible. However, in almost every game mode, placing wards will almost always save your life if used properly. Without diving too deep, there is 2 types of warding, aggressive and defensive. Aggressive warding is placing wards high into an enemy's jungle, while defensive focuses on your own side. Get in the habit of buying 2 wards after every recall. There is another kind of ward called the Sentry Ward, which is 120 gold compared to the 50, but we won't get into that in this video. Tip 3. Knowing your god. Knowing your god is basically half the battle. Take time to read and understand your god of choice's abilities, which abilities come off cooldown faster, which hits the hardest, which moves to level first, which to level last. Also knowing if your god is ability based, auto attack based, or a hybrid can help ease your way into improving with that particular character, which brings me to my next point. Tip 4. Jungle practice. Jungle practice is a very underutilized tool that I see a lot of new players ignoring. Me personally, I spend a lot of time there to test a lot of different things. It can help you get used to a character's aim. It helps you test different kinds of builds, your damage, whether or not you're going to like the character, how far abilities can go. It also gives you that added bonus of being able to read your abilities and kind of understand how your abilities work without the pressure of having to learn it on the fly in the middle of a match. And it also gives you an opportunity to test your damage on things like the Fire Giant, on towers, being able to test how tanky you can be by diving under towers. It's a really great tool to use, and it's great for something that just kind of takes the stress away. As well, it also helps you with your aim and understanding how some characters' aim works. For example, hunters all don't have the same kind of aim. Some shoot left-handed and some shoot right-handed, or some even just shoot from the dead center of their character, and it's something that can be really used to help you understand the game a little better. Tip 5. Building. Building is easily the easiest and the hardest concept about Smite. It's basically what you need to do in order to be able to play the game, to be able to do the right amount of damage, tank the right amount. And in all honesty, it's not really a set amount of rules or tips for building, since the devs take a lot of time to change and modify how cards and builds work, and the meta switches all the time. So the best tip I can give is watch how enemy players play, watch videos, and kind of just steal their builds, play around with it in jungle practice, see how you feel about it, understand how long it's going to take to build what they're building, because there are moments where like you see something and it's doing a lot of damage, but you realize that it takes a tremendous amount of gold, so you might not have the time or the skill necessary to be able to pull a build like that off, which is why jungle practice is such a good asset. Another tip that I can give is don't just build a bunch of T1 items. I see a lot of new players doing this in hopes of trying to get the cards faster. But the reason why you want to rush one item at a time is because the passives on a lot of the items will turn the tide of the game. Such as some items give you cooldown, some items gives you a lot of pen, some items make you do more damage after you hit an ability. There's just too many nuances that go into building. So the best suggestion I could do is understand how your god works. That goes back to what I said earlier in the video. Understanding whether your god is ability based, understanding whether your god is auto attack based, or even a hybrid will help tremendously with the building curve. And don't be afraid to kind of test things out and realize that just because a build is working one game for one god doesn't mean it will work for another game or a different god. You have to be able to be flexible with your building. Tip 6, role selection. Now, typically speaking, all these tips can go towards any of the game modes, but for Conquest, you're going to notice that there are set roles that will determine where you're going to be at on the map for the majority of the game and the type of build that you're going to be going for. And what I see a lot of new players doing, they tend to go towards the DPS roles such as mid, carry, and jungle. However, to get better at the game, you need to be willing to play the other roles to the point to where you actually understand them. You don't need to main them, but you do need to understand how each role is supposed to work. And I get it, not everybody likes to play support. Even I don't like playing support and I prefer to be in any of the other roles. But knowing how that role works is going to tremendously help you in your skill, because each role teaches you something specific, such as support and mid will teach you how to rotate better, when to rotate. Jungle will teach you how to farm efficiently. Solo is going to teach you how to box and how to 1v1 and how to actually fight. Carry is going to teach you how to play safe, how to ward properly. There's a lot of niche things that each role can teach you that's better than the other role. And it'll also teach you that not every god can go into every lane. Such as, for the most part, warriors can't, not warriors, but for the most part in solo lane, it's going to be warriors and guardians, but it can also teach you how to be tanky or frontline with an assassin or even a mage. So take the time to learn the roles and take some time to play some support. I know it's going to suck, but trust me, you're going to get better for it. Alright, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you for watching the video. I am going to be continuing the beginner series. The next one's going to be a tip on the mages. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch y'all next time.